Good day, people. Today, we are going to go over Tesla. Essentially, let's call it their financial overview. I am Lamar Jones, North Carolina CPA, Ohio CPA, owner of Uptown Accounting Group. Let's dive in. And so I pulled this up already. This comes from the investor deck, and we will just talk about it. And so when you go into it, 30-page summary. I do have on this tab too the SEC actual financial statements. For those that don't know what financial statements are, it's essentially your balance sheet, income statement, statement of cash flows. So three different pieces of document or financial statements, we should say. And this is their official 10Q. But we're going to go over a summary. It reads better and it's a quicker overview. And so, and we go to the table of contents, we can kind of see what's going on here. Highlights, financial summary. I'm going to really drill into the financial summary, and I wouldn't even say drill in, but I'm just going to, go over it a little bit. There's some financial statements, key metrics. We won't touch all of this, but if there's some requests, hey, let me know, and we'll drill in even more. So, with that being said, we're going to start going through financial summary. Let's start here. So, when you look at this item, you see that there's, let's call it six boxes, Q1 2025. So, this is March through, actually, January through March. This is April through May, or April through, wow, June, whatever it is. 3 months. I'll pull up a calendar. But whatever the case may be, bear with me with that. Here you go. January, this is Q1. This is Q2. July through September is Q3. October through December is Q4. So these are all 2025 basically information. Then you go into Q1 2026. You'll see that this is the most recent. And so this was released, let's say April 22nd, so 2 days ago. Yep, so this is fairly new. Now let's get into it. Enough of that. First thing we're going to go into is really summarize items from the income statement. And so I'm going to drill into this total revenue. That's the, let's call it the one that everybody cares about. Let's count that money. And when you go into that, you'll see that Q1 2026, they have this 22,387. Now, me being familiar with Tesla, I understand that this is in millions. And so when you're looking at this number, and I probably should highlight it. I'll highlight it later. But this 22,387 here, right here, basically that's all of the money that came in. And so from January through March. So 22 billion 387 million is what that number would read in its full script. So $22 billion. And so we do want to understand that what we're dealing with. And so in 3 months they made $22 billion. If you compare that to Q1 last year, which was January through March, they made 19.3 billion. And so that is an increase. And so, and when you drill into their financial statements, they'll give you more information on that. So, next thing is expenses. Expenses here read 3.7 or 3,779, but once again, this is in millions. So you can read that as 3,779,000,000, or you can round it up to 3.8 billion. 3.8 billion is the expenses. Now, there's another item in here that they don't seem to be counting, but we'll probably hit that later. And so we'll keep going. Operational summary. And so when we look into this information, this is just total production. Sorry if you hear the kids in the background. They're getting ready for school. But we're still going to rock it out. So we'll get into some of this production. and other places. And this is my first time going through it. So bear with me. This is a live, a live rollout. And so one take, like Weezy and Jay. And so with that being said, total production, once again, back to Q1 2026, 408,000. I'm going to say. I don't think this is in millions. And it's really not clear. Keep in mind, this is unaudited. And so the CPAs haven't really looked at this yet as far as an audited look. But this is likely in just regular, in thousands, maybe. And I need to figure that out. We want to figure that out. I'm not going to just tell the people anything. And so we'll check that out later. Um, but yeah, so it's roughly over this 400,000. This is total production, and this is just their Tesla cars. And so everybody see those Tesla cars, Tesla trucks, whatever the case may be. This is summarizing their numbers, and so what they produce, which is their breadwinner. Tesla's biggest breadwinner is the Model Y, the vehicles, and so trucks included. And so they're trying to change that, but that's the number one thing. And so they're going to go into some of their manufacturing hardware, and so this is just items that they produce. And so I won't even act like I know what's going on here because I didn't check this out. I'm really just looking at the financial statements, looking at the numbers. But in a longer video, I will read this and go over it and touch up on it. And so we've already talked about this. The quarterly. This is just the revenue to 22.4 billion. So just keep that number in mind. We'll drill into it more. 22.4 billion. Keep that in mind. 22.4 billion. And if you look over here, this is 22.4 billion right here. That's the total revenue that Tesla brought in. Keep that in mind. All right. Now let's see how that 22. Let me see how those billions are really. The bus is close. Okay, well, look. So this video will get summarized as let's call it Tesla's revenue, but we will do a part two to wrap this up and talk about more things. Until next time, follow, like, comment. Let me know if you have anything that you want to talk about, any company you want to talk about. This is Uptown Accounting Group, Lamar Jones. I'll check you out later.